You are angry at God for your suffering. You demand to know why a loving Creator would allow so much pain into your life. But you are asking the wrong question to the wrong God from the wrong identity. Ramana Maharshi's answer to this ancient question overturns almost everything we believe about God, suffering, and ourselves. Every prayer of despair begins the same way. Why me? Why this loss? This betrayal? This anxiety? This grief? We assume suffering means something has gone wrong with life. Yet the brutal truth that you are terrified to face is that God does not exist to make your ego comfortable. Your suffering is not a cosmic mistake. What you call suffering may be the exact medicine required to destroy the illusion of who you think you are. Welcome to the ultimate ego threat. Look closely at the mechanics of your pain. Physical pain is biological, but psychological suffering requires something more. It requires a center that feels victimized. It requires a story about what should not have happened, about what life owes you, about how things ought to be different. We construct a tragic narrative, place ourselves at the center, and beg a distant God to change the script. But what if suffering appears precisely when life is trying to wake you from a dangerous illusion? Ramana Maharshi never denied that fear feels real or that grief feels real. His question was far more radical. To whom does this suffering appear? When grieving seekers approached Maharshi demanding an explanation for the world's suffering, he offered a paradigm-shifting metaphor. Imagine a man who falls asleep and dreams he is attacked by a tiger. His terror is absolute. His heart races. He suffers intensely and cries out for rescue. But when he suddenly awakens in his bed, does he continue asking why God allowed the dream tiger to attack him? No. He immediately sees that both the tiger and the dream self that suffered were creations of the dream. Maharshi taught that our ordinary sense of separation is much the same. The Supreme Self alone is real. The nightmare becomes unbearable not as a punishment, but as a wake-up call. The dream grows uncomfortable, so the dreamer finally opens his eyes and discovers his true nature as the indestructible awareness in which the entire drama appears. Does this make us cold or indifferent? Quite the opposite. Compassion flows naturally when the walls of separation begin to dissolve. But the agonizing question, why me, starts to lose its grip. You stop fighting reality and demanding that life conform to the preferences of a frightened identity. You begin to see that what you called God was never a distant being controlling events from above. God is the very awareness looking through your eyes at this moment. Suffering was the friction created by resistance to what is. When that resistance relaxes, what remains is a quiet presence that was never wounded in the first place. So I ask you right now, who is it that is suffering? Do not search your memory for a tragic story. Do not ask the intellect for a clever philosophical answer. Look directly at the feeling itself and try to find the one who claims ownership of it. Turn the gaze inward with complete sincerity and remain there. The story may continue, the world may continue, but something extraordinary begins to reveal itself. The dream starts to lose its power. The tiger fades, the struggle softens, and what remains is the profound, untouched silence that has been here all along.